Hey guys, it's Gameface here, and welcome back to episode 11 of my Manchester City career. Now in today's episode we've finally got into the January transfer window and we have £110 million to spend on new players, trying to improve the side, trying to bring in some players that Man City have been rumoured to be potentially signing this summer as well. So we're going to be putting in a few bids to begin with. We're going to kick the episode off with a few bids in for some players that I have put on my shortlist, and then we'll get on to a game against Burnley and try and get through as much of the transfer window as possible and get some players signed if we can as well. Before we get into things though, if we could try and hit 100 likes, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the channel or just haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. As I'm recording this, we're currently at about 10,250 subscribers, so thank you all so much to the new people again joining us. So let's put in some bids here. The first player we're going to try and sign is Ederson. Now this is a player that Man City have agreed to sign, not being officially confirmed yet. Don't really know why. I think it's something to do with maybe his work permit or something like that. Not 100% sure, but it's not being completely confirmed just yet, purely because, like I said, there's been some issues with that deal. But he does seem like he'll be signing it at some point. And as part of the deal, we're going to get rid of Donnarumma, which is a very strange thing to do, given the fact that Donnarumma has been incredible for us. But I want to try and keep the team as realistic as the real-life one as possible. And obviously, it doesn't seem like Donnarumma's going to be going now. It seems like he might go to a different club or stay at Milan or whatever. So we are going to get rid of Donnarumma, sadly, as part of that deal. And hopefully, Ederson's going to be a good enough player to bring in. Obviously, the same overall, but slightly older. Donnarumma's worth £21 million, and I'm hoping that an extra £5 or £6 million on top of that. We'll go with 6, and we'll see what they say to that bid. Obviously, it's not quite where the chief executive says he could be worth, but could be worth that sort of amount. But hopefully, the fact that it is Donnarumma will kind of make them want to accept it a little bit more. And we're also going to put in 2 other bids as well. We're going to put in a bid for Mendy, and I think we're also going to put in a bid for Bertrand as well. We're going to try and sign both of them, and that's because I think I'm going to get rid of Grimaldo as part of one of the deals. Purely because it doesn't seem like it's going to be at Man City as well this season. He's a player that kind of just signed, to be honest, so we had a left back. So we are going to get rid of Grimaldo. Again, another player that's played fairly well for us, but I think we can get better through Mendy, and I think we can get better also through Ryan Bertrand as well. This guy's 21 years old, 79 overall, £12 million he's worth, and in fact that should be enough just as a straight trade to get in Mendy. Man City not 100% going to be signing Mendy anymore. I think they wanted 40 million in real life, so of course they're reconsidering that one, let's just say. And we are currently scouting Ryan Bertrand, but his scout report hasn't come back yet, so we'll just put in a bid without seeing that scout report, and we'll do Gal Clichy, I think, as part of that deal. £4.3 million he is worth, and maybe we put an 8 or 9. We'll go with an extra £9 million just to try and get the deal done as quickly as possible. Okay, we will be spending over a little bit over the top maybe with some of these players, given the fact we want to try and rush them through. Another player though that we have to sign, because Man City have signed him in real life, is Bernardo Silva, and we'll get onto David Silva in a second actually, so we put in this bid for Bernardo Silva. And yeah, I'm not so sure what to do about this deal, who to include, if I should even include anyone, or I should just go pure money. Not really too sure exactly what to do here. We do have a lot of centre mids, and that is where he'll be playing. He'll playing as a centre mid, obviously occasionally on the right hand side as well, but it's difficult to know exactly what to do. Maybe I get rid of Jesus Navas, maybe as part of this deal. £6.5 million. I think we'll do it. I think Jesus Navas is the player to leave, and we will put on top of that an extra 35, I think we'll go with. Yeah, £35 million should be enough to tempt them a little bit. It depends whether they want Navas or not. Probably not, to be honest, but we'll see what they say to that initial bid. Sanchez is another player that we could sign, but I'm not so sure how he'd fit into our side. I'm going to leave it for now. Man City rumoured to be looking at him over the next few days, potentially signing him. I've heard some rumours, of course. That is quite big news if it was to happen, but I'm not really too sure exactly whether it will happen, so we won't put any bids just for now. Something I have done, and has been suggested in the comments, is doing the loan glitch with David Silva. I've not done this before, I've heard about it, and essentially what you do is you loan out the player to try and make sure that he's not feeling unsettled anymore, because obviously he goes out to a different club. Then you recall him, and automatically he no longer feels settled, he's happy to stay at the club. So that's what we're going to try and do in a bid to try and keep David Silva at the club. Of course, if it doesn't work, then he'll leave, and we'll have a place for Bernardo Silva in the squad, definitely in that centre mid position. Ideally though, of course, you want Bernardo Silva in more of a favoured position, which of course we will try and do, but isn't always possible. I think that might be all the bids we'll do for now. We'll just wait and see, I think, over the next day, whether they get accepted or rejected. If we can find out before this match against Burnley, no, we can't. We have to wait until after the game. And what we're actually going to be doing with this game is simming it. I didn't realise it was a home match. We will just sim this match. We have a change side out. This is the side I'm going to go with. Obviously, quite a lot of different players in there, but we have quite a tired set of players at the moment, so we're going to have to go with this sort of side. It's weakened, but there's still some strengths in there. Hopefully, that's enough to get us through this game. Obviously, it could be Navas's last match, could be Donnarumma's last match, so we'll wait and see exactly what comes of it. It's a game that will sim through this method rather than through the calendar. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Burnley have had 3 draws in the last match. Obviously, we've had better results in our last 3 games, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win this match. We're at home, though, so it should be in our favour, really, this game. We're going to skip it, I think, at half-time, depending on exactly what the scoreline is. Might do it a little bit earlier. Skip. 1-0 win. Kelechi Iheanacho saved it for us. Very, very close there. Just about got ourselves through and got the 3 points there, so very, very happy with that. Ecuador coming back and offering me the manager's role, not interested. John Stones come back from injury, that's great news. Got to try and get some players coming back from injury ideally. And Sterling wants to discuss wages. A few people calling for me to get rid of Sterling. It's not really in my plans at the moment to do that. I think he'll be staying for the rest of the season and hopefully another season at least as well. So we'll offer him a new deal. Hopefully he wants to sign an extended contract rather than just get more money. He just wants more money. Typical. We will offer him a new 1-year deal. If he doesn't accept that, we won't offer him a new contract. He's got to sign up a new longer extension if he wants a better contract. We'll go crucial first team player as well, which maybe is a bit risky given the fact we're bringing in Bernardo Silva, but I doubt he'll accept an important first team player anymore. Obviously he has that at the moment, but I don't think he'd be particularly willing to accept it. So we will go crucial first team player and see what he says to that. Hoping to have these players in before the QPR match. We'll wait and see exactly how possible that is. Of course, they won't necessarily be playing in that game because we have other matches. We've got a semi-final just a few days later. A bid in for Donnarumma. £32 million from Napoli. Okay, that's a big bid from them. But of course, he's involved as part of another deal, so we're not going to do anything with that just yet. We'll hold it there. We'll wait and see what happens with the Edison deal. First of all, we've got Ryan Bertrand. The bid for him has been rejected. They're interested in the player. They want £60 million on top, 16.6 in fact. 12 million, I think. I don't really want to go that much higher than the bid I've already gone with, to be honest. I think 16.6 is a little bit too much for him, really. Monaco again rejecting their bid as well. They're interested in the player again, but they want £58.7 million. A lot of money to be spending on Bernardo Silva. Plus Navas as well. That's a lot of money. Okay, so we'll, I think we'll go 42. We'll slowly increase. I'm reluctant to make huge jumps like they're wanting, but we will slowly increase it, see what they say to that. Still less than what they were after, but might well be enough to sign him up. Another transfer offer in for Donnarumma, this time a little bit less. We'll leave it again. Monaco accepting the bid that we put in for Mendy. Grimaldo, straight trade for him. That one could be quite a straightforward deal to get across the line. That's good news. 50 grand a week. He wants a 4-year deal. Certainly going to match that. In fact, we'll go 5. We'll go a little bit over the top, and we'll go important first team player. Just to kind of not make sure that we're committing overly to that, because of course Ryan Bertrand hopefully going to try and sign him as well. Don't really know what the overall of him is, so we'll see. We'll see what happens when they both sign for us. Okay, Benfica coming back and accepting the £6 million bid plus Donnarumma for Edison, their goalkeeper, that wants to try and sign a very, very low wage here, which is really helpful for us, because that'll obviously help out our wage situation a little bit. 5-year deal, I think, makes sense. Crucial first team player as well, of course. He will be our number 1 over Bravo, who will stay at the club. Stay at the club as a number 2. It's a good number 2 to have, isn't it, really? 82 or 83 overall is pretty decent as a number 2. So we'll keep him. He's done a good job as well when he has come in, although not very often, to be honest, this season. But when he has, he's done good for us. So he will remain at the club, and we'll wait and see whether we can get any more deals over the line. Ryan Bertrand, scout report back on him. 81 overall. Was not expecting it to be quite that high, actually. So he will be our starting left-back, Ryan Bertrand, if he joins us, of course. Monaco accepting the bid that we put in for Bernardo Silva, £42 million. I'm glad we did go £16 million underneath. I was not prepared to go much higher, and that is good news for us that they've accepted it at much lower than what they were asking for originally. So 5-year contract again. Want to try and give these guys really, really big contracts if possible. Crucial first team player as well. It's risky because I'm still not 100% sure where he'll play. Sterling accepts the contract. Donnarumma again got those offers on the table, but we want to try and just hold back on that, get the Edison deal over the line first of all. Okay, so on to the cup game against QPR. Now, I think it's the FA Cup, but I'm not 100% sure, to be totally honest. It's not a particularly big game in terms of where we are in the FA Cup. We're going to prioritise the next match against Watford, the first leg of that game, and that's in the semi-finals of the EFL Cup, I think. So we're going to prioritise that in 3 days' time, so we're going with another weak side here. It's weakened. There's obviously some good players in there as well. Gabriel Jesus will start here. It's not too dissimilar to the side we just put out in the last game. So we're going, again, fairly weakened side. This has eventually gone with plenty of different options, of course, if we need to try and strengthen the side a little bit on the pitch. We will just actually, I think, bring on Raheem Sterling just give us a little bit more quality on there. But still, enough players, I think, to try and change the game if we need to. And yeah, let's wait and find out how we get on. Hopefully get ourselves into the next round of the FA Cup. Okay, here we go for this match at Loftus Road here against QPR in the Cup. Of course, like I've said before, it's a change team, but we're still going to go out there, make sure we get ourselves the win to get ourselves into the next round. Of course, like I've also said as well, there will be final games for a few players here, which of course will be a shame, but we need to try and strengthen this team going into the final few months of the season. And yeah, hopefully have a good few performances from those players that are leaving us. Sanya as well could be leaving at this point. We're not going to offer him a new deal, 6 months left on his contract. Navas, to hit one there as well. So I am still looking for a new right back. Got Cal Walker, of course, at the club. Ideally, I'd like someone to replace Sanya, whether it be now or at the end of the season. I'm not so sure about names at the moment, but we'll wait and find out at some point. Gabriel Jesus cutting back in. A chance. Don't know why he's passed it straight to them when it was clear that Jesus Navas was free. Chance here for QPR. They're going behind again. Blocks, and this time can't be cleared. Not good enough defensively at all there. Just let them have a shot on goal too easily, and a good chance for 15 minutes to go. It's been quite an even game, to be totally honest. QPR have not looked a bad side at all. A few chances, just not quite the quality that we've currently got on the pitch. We haven't really shown that, though, to be totally honest, so I need to try and step things up. 15 minutes to go at the first half. That's it for the first half. 0-0, half-time. A very subdued first half, not much to show you whatsoever. Really sort of very average first half. I can't remember too many shots from either side. In fact, QPR probably had the more chances. We'll wait and see here. In fact, even. So, very few chances. Not much in this game whatsoever. Not showing much quality at all. Given the side that we have going forward isn't too bad. We've not really shown that at all so far in this game. Really disappointing performance. Got to try and step things up in the second half. Chance for QPR, good save by Donnarumma. Again, they're having the better of the opportunities, having the ball in the better places on the pitch as well. They've not really been in their half very much. It's a little bit worrying. We might look to change the formation and personnel at some point in the near future, because they're just on top at the moment, and that's not good when it's QPR and a side that, even though, you know, this is our second team, we should be beating on paper, really. Okay, so all three changes. Grimaldo, Diaz and Yaya Toure all to come on. We'll take off Gundogan, Fernandinho and Jesus Navas. So, that means, of course, a change. Grimaldo will play as a left winger. It may be his final appearance for the club. You're going to try and get some of a left foot on that left-hand side, just to try and get in maybe some crosses, some cutbacks, whatever it has to be. We're obviously changing the formation as well to a 4-3-3 attack. Diaz goes now in behind Jesus, who goes up front. And, yeah, we've got an elite on the right-hand side as well. So, we'll see how that goes. Of course, those changes coming with about just over 30 minutes to go, in fact. So, plenty of time to try and get ourselves at least a goal. But, yeah, got to hope that those changes have worked and just give QPR something to actually think about. They've not really defended that much at all in this game, which is very, very worrying, considering that the team that we're supposed to be, and the team they're supposed to be as well. Nolita look to switch it out to Grimaldo. What a pass that is. Can he bring it down? Well, he has done. Grimaldo hits it and saved. That's the first shot I can remember. I know we've obviously had shots, but that's the last one I can remember of any worth. And yeah, that is much, much better already from the substitute. Wasn't on target, I don't think. Probably going to hit the side netting, but it's won as a corner. And it's going to be Fabian Delph to try and deliver it in from the short one into the back post. Can anyone get there, please? No? Okay. Oh, what a chance. Perch getting forward. A chance, saved by Donnarumma. An opportunity still, and this time dragged wide by the attacker. You have to say QPR have had the better chances so far in this opening 75 minutes of the game. The majority of the match, they have been on top. Nolito into Gabriel Jesus. He's turned. Jesus! He scored as well. It's 1-0. Gabriel Jesus with 6 minutes to go. I can't say it's been deserved at all, but we've just had that little bit of cutting edge at the right time. I don't know how this opportunity's opened up. Really poor defending. Just loses Gabriel Jesus there for a second, and it was enough to find the space just to turn his man, and on his left foot, just on the turn, through his legs as well. Get it past the goalkeeper. It's 1-0, and that should be the goal that gets us into the next round. Not particularly good football in this game at all, but it's one of those matches where when you play with a rotated side, you've got to get a win, however it happens. And we have, at the moment, managed to get ourselves a win, but there's still a few minutes to go to try and defend. Out to Grimaldo. Hopefully we'll see the defence push up for QPR here. Yaya Toure's in the middle. Can it fall again? Let me shoot. Oh, it was supposed to be a header with Yaya Toure initially, and then it fell to Gabriel Jesus. It still didn't let me shoot. Should have been 2-0. Great opportunity to double our lead and put the game to bed. But the game is still very much alive, with Stephen Corker now playing up front. And that's well dealt with by Kolarov. It's finished. We're through into the next round. That's the main thing. It's only a 1-0 win against QPR. Of course, a rotated side, but clear that we do need to bring in some new additions, and that's what we're trying to do over the next few weeks. because we do need to try and strengthen this side in these sort of cases. Because at the moment, when we play our first team, we're almost perfect with our first team. It's the second team that we need to start getting more performances from. It has happened at times. Lito has played well at times, didn't in that game. Navas didn't play well in that game. Gabriel Jesus wasn't particularly great for the most of the match. So we do need to try and get some more consistency when we play with our second side, which is, of course, a luxury to most teams, but we do need to try and do it if we want to try and reign in all the competitions. Good news, though, on the signing side of things, because Mendy is going to join us here. That's fantastic news. Grimaldo will leave us. He obviously played in the last match. It's a straight trade, and that will see Grimaldo sadly leave us. He has been a good player for us at times, but I think it's important that we do try and keep the realism and also sign 2 new left-backs as well to completely fill that position now. So Mendy will come in and slot in, maybe on the bench, to be totally honest. I'm not really exactly sure what sort of role he'll play. I'll try them both out, see which I prefer in-game, and then whoever I think's better in-game between him and Bertrand will start the match. Hopefully Galclichy can leave us as well. John Stones coming back from injury is great news. Gives us another option at centre-back, and of course means I don't have to use Tosin for those matches in the Cups that we have to play with the second team. Player sold as well. David Silva, like that, is just gone. £30 million I get from that. Would have been nice for the board to have mentioned it. They haven't mentioned it. I tried to loan him out, tried to do the loan out glitch, didn't happen, and 8 days into the transfer window, he's just been sold automatically to Atletico Madrid. Gutted, really, gutted. I wanted to try and keep him. It's important we try to keep all our best players. But that's the exact same reason why I brought in Sol in the summer. We're going to bring in Bernardo Silva hopefully as well, because you obviously get into these sort of situations where players ask to leave. You've got to have the right replacements, and hopefully those players will be enough to cover David Silva. It's a shame because he has played very, very well for us, but of course Bernardo Silva can be seen as a replacement for him. More good news for us. Ederson is signed. If we accept this contract, then Donnarumma leaves as part of the deal. £6 million goes the other way, and we sign Ederson. And that'd be a really good signing for us. Of course, you know, again, another player in Donnarumma who has performed really, really well. But I want to try and keep the same sort of side that Man.City are going to be signing in real life. That's why Donnarumma leaves us, and that is the reason why we're going to sign Ederson. And yeah, I think he's going to be a big player for us. I'm hoping he performs really well. I've never used him before in FIFA, so a little bit risky in that sense. He's left-footed as well, which I didn't know. 6'2", and I'm hoping his stats look pretty decent. They do, but of course we can grow them if we want to as well. So a really solid keeper, hopefully, for us. We'll wait and see how he performs in-game very, very shortly. Southampton coming back, saying unacceptable. £20 million, 20.6 in fact. That's gone up, hasn't it? I'm pretty sure that went up from 16.6 and Galclichy. Don't know how he's suddenly just gone up in value like that. Incredible over the last few days. He's gone up by £4 million. Incredible stuff. So we've got to sign him up if he's going up that quickly in value. Very, very bizarre. But yeah, £14 million we'll go with now. Just a slight increase there for us. And look at this. We have Bernardo Silva signing for us. Jesus Navas is going to go the other way. £42 million plus Jesus Navas. And this is a big, big signing for us. Obviously, signed in real life. We're going to sign him here as well and add him into the squad. Can't quite remember what number he is for Man.City in real life. I've got a feeling he might be 22, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I might just have to check and make sure I give him the right squad number as well, just to keep things nice and realistic. But yeah, really, really good player. I'm hoping for us. If I can get him playing well in the centre mid position, then I'll be absolutely delighted. I think I'm going to use him in a similar sort of role to David Silva in that position. Of course, if it doesn't work, we'll try him on the right-hand side and move him around a little bit. Maybe even go with a 4-3-3 attacking, put him at centre attacking mid potentially. But we'll see for now. We'll just go with that formation, slot him in there, and like I say, we can change it around if it doesn't work. Okay, and this is the team I'm going to go with for the semi-final against Watford that we have to play now in the EFL Cup. Very strong team and an opportunity to try out some of our new signings as well. Very, very strong side. Ederson starting goal for the first time. Cal Walker, company Otamendi. Mendy starting as well. Sol, De Bruyne, Silva starting. Sané, Aguero and Sterling playing as our front three. Let's wait and see how we go on. A change bench as well. Some different options for us here. Because a few tired players that don't make it onto the bench. John Stones there. Recovering from injury still. Might get a game. We'll wait and see. Although the likelihood is I'd like to keep him just for the next match. Make sure he doesn't get a recurrence of that injury. So yeah, plenty of new signings to try out. So let's wait and see how they get on in this match. This is actually a really big game for us. Quite an exciting match as well. Because 3 new players in the team is obviously a lot to try out for us. And it also tells me a lot about what my current squad strength is like. Because this is our strongest team at the moment. This is the strongest possible team that I can pick on paper or in-game or whatever you want to say. So this is my starting 11 basically. So if it doesn't perform well, then that's a bit worrying here. And of course, like I say, it's the semi-final. It's the first leg and already Watford having a shot. Not a great start. But yeah, a lot of pressure to make sure that we perform well here. Oh, what a chance. Thought he'd gone in for a second as well. Mendy should come across and cover better. In fact, he must have done because he's out for a corner. We do have a corner to defend here. Let's get it away straight away. Ederson claiming great news. Can we throw it out? Yes, just about. Let's get a counter-attack going. Aguero onto Leroy Sané. Can he switch it over to Kevin De Bruyne? What a pass that is. On the break here, Kevin De Bruyne gonna come inside. Look for Raheem Sterling with the pass. Sterling scoops it past the goalkeeper. It's 1-0. What a counter-attack that is. Panicked for a second when I played that ball through. Didn't think he was going to get there. And he does, though. 20 minutes in. Brilliant bit of play. Kevin De Bruyne just releasing Sterling. Look at this run here. Slips him through. Perfectly onside. Just about gets his foot around it. And into the back of the net past the goalkeeper. Nice little finish. And it is now 1-0. What a start to this match. What a counter-attack as well from their corner. Yes, well played, company. That'll do. Good play, Aguero. Oh, onto Kevin De Bruyne on his left foot, and it's not quite good enough strike. Obviously on his weaker side, onto the right-hand side of the goal. In fact, the shot just goes down the middle in the end. It's a corner, and we're going to play it short to Raheem Sterling. What's his delivery like? Not so bad, but never going to beat Pantilimon to that. That's it for the first half. 1-0 still. Of course, we need to add to that scoreline. We probably should have done as well. Had a few half chances, which could have been proper chances, really. 2 shots, 2 on target at the moment. They've actually had more shots than us, just not as many on targets. But yeah, 1-0 at half-time. Need to try and get ourselves that second goal, just to give us a bit more confidence and a bit more security as well. So, into Sterling. He's going to look for Sergio Aguero. Just about going to keep this in. Aguero to look back into the box. Deflects out as far as Bernardo Silva. Can't quite get there. Been quite quiet so far, Bernardo Silva. Of course, not his favourite position, so I can't expect loads. But we'll continue to see how he gets on for the rest of this match. Sterling onto Kyle Walker on the overlap. Going to need an option in that box because Sergio Aguero's not going to help us too much. Raheem Sterling now to Sergio Aguero. Turns and shoots off the post. And we do have Bernardo Silva catching up here. Now we might be able to get a cross in. Bernardo Silva gets blocked. Bernardo Silva looking to try and create something here. Oh, running into his own player. Not quite settled in yet, just to say the least. On the overlap here, Kyle Walker still going. Can he pull it back? Sergio Aguero slots it home. No, he doesn't. It's wide. I thought that was in. How has that happened? That looks a certain goal. Everything just kind of froze for a second, and I just thought he was going to put it in the back of the net. Completely unmarked. Okay, first change here. 20 minutes to go. We change the formation. 4-3-3 attack. Silva's going to play behind Sergio Aguero now. We're going to take off Kevin De Bruyne, feeling it really with his legs. Very, very tired at the moment in game. So we're going to bring on Lewis instead. The youngster, 51 overall. Obviously, he's going to go on the right-hand side of centre mid. Tempting to bring on somebody else, but I'm going to give Lewis a go. He's a fairly fast player for his age, so we'll see how he livens things up in the final 20 minutes. Need a second goal. This might be it. Sergio Aguero. Oh, just got hold on to and didn't let me shoot at the right time. Should have been, again, a second goal. And that's really poor that we've not managed to take that chance. But also, yeah, I can't really do much if he doesn't let me shoot. It seemed like the defender had hold of me a little bit and stopped me having the shot. Lewis, what's he going to like from this range? Oof, not so bad. Not so bad given the fact he's 51 overall and we were near the halfway line. That's it. It's only a 1-0 win. I don't know how. We've had enough chances, just not managed to take them in this game. It's not been a poor performance like in the last match. Just the fact we've not taken the opportunities. That one counter-attack saw us through the game. Raheem Sterling got the goal and won us the match and ultimately got us a little bit closer to the final. Obviously still got to play a second leg in the semi-finals. And the fact that we have managed to keep a clean sheet is also good as well. But not as much of a gap as I was hoping, not much of a scoreline there. Good news, Southampton accepted the bid for Ryan Bertrand. They didn't want £20 million, or they didn't want even more this time round. They were happy to accept it. Galclichy will go the other way, and I think Galclichy is still injured, or recovering from injury or something, so they'll be signing an injured player, essentially, which is great news for us. He's the better overall out of the two left-backs, so it makes sense to make him a crucial player, and we'll hope that he agrees to that deal. But yeah, well, like I say, they'll be getting an injured player, which is a bit strange. Here we go, Ryan Bertrand signs for us here. It's £14 million plus Galclichy, and he's a nice little addition to our team. Still £78 million to spend, plus $720 grand a week, also on the wage as well. So a lot of money still to spend if we would like to. Of course, we've brought in 4 players so far. We can still bring in more as well. I still want another right back. Leave your suggestions for right backs that are realistic that I should sign. Obviously got Kyle Walker, still looking for another one to try and get rid of Sanya, because of course he is leaving in real life. So I think that concludes today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could try and hit 100 likes, I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel or just haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you go and hit that subscribe button as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. And yeah, that's everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.